Suck my butt. Suck my butt.
How would you children like to suck on my chocolate salty balls?
Oh, you mean like a chocolate candy?
No, I mean my balls.
Ladies and the gentlemen,
Suck my butt.
welcome back to another edition.
Oh, there he goes.
Of SMB, the South Park Review. Each and every week, me and my bros, we like to break apart those South Park hooves and lay them down. Spread those legs right, and we plunge right in. Last week, when we recorded, when it was me and Joe, Dane, I was like, two guys who know the inside of a woman's thighs. You know what I mean?
Wait, what was last week? I thought I was on that
You
one.
were, so I
Wait,
guess it was the week before when it was just me and Joe. I think I said it on that one.
Wait, hold on a second. Did I miss another one? Wait, what was the one after pandemic?
So you missed
Pandemic. Startling.
You missed Pandemic Part 1. Me and Joe did that one.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Ladies, gentlemen, this man likes to bring the pain in the digital marketing game. He's the man who solicits those picks to get your clicks. He's a writer. He's a director. On-screen talent for Derby City Wrestling. Dane. Becker.
Right before we got on this podcast, ladies and gentlemen, I was showing Matthew Schaefer all the classified documents that I got from working for the government. I was pointing at him. I was saying on a recorded tape, Matthew Schaefer, look at these classified documents. Look at them. They are illegal, and I am in full awareness of that, but I want you to see it. What those classified documents were about, I can't tell you because they were classified.
Well,
I told Matthew.
Glad Dane is not implicated me. That is great. Ladies and gentlemen, shout out to our boy, of course, from Primo's Pro Wrestling, the man who's the 2022 Day 1 Red Rock South Park Trivia Champion, the Doctor of Thugonomics, Polyphonics, Thugonomics, Scoopnomics, Trivia. God, Joe, for all that, check out Primo's Pro Wrestling.
I like that you did that at 1.5 speed where you even got the God part of it. Like, you really did. You nailed that entire thing at like 2x. I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is SMB number 182. And it is about last night.
God damn, man. Almost had the two doves.
About last night, Dane. Let me tell you about it. No, actually, there's nothing sexual at all in this episode. This is regarding the presidential election and its outcome. And it's the 12th episode of Season 12 and the 179th overall episode of South Park as it aired on November the 5th, 2008.
You say it's not sexy, Matthew Schaefer, but I got to tell you, Obama, especially rendered in South Park style, he's one hot motherfucker.
Well, while the country celebrates, the president-elect catches everyone off guard when he arrives at the White House prematurely. And then in the Oval Office, we see the new commander-in-chief assemble his team and prepare for the job ahead.
Uh-huh. You got to get started early, Matt, though in this, Obama might have, let's say, side priorities.
Priorities? So yes, following this announcement of the election results, Barrack Obama and John McCain addressed their supporters on a nationwide television. As the South Park townspeople gather to watch, Randy and the other Obama supporters celebrate drunkenly in the streets, while McCain supporters, including Ike and most of the school workers and the Stotches, sit despondently inside. Ike attempts suicide by jumping out of a first-story window. He survives. That appears to be badly.
He got close, though. That one-story window, that was at least a good 4 feet off the ground.
This will, of course, lead Kyle and Stan to trying to get into the hospital. So,
which is more than they even did for Butters. Which,
that's true.
You know, granted, Butters was injured by their own hand, but my God.
My God. That's right. My God. My God.
See where the priorities are here.
You know? Well, let's jump into the scene here of the show starting open.
If there's anyone out there tonight who still doubts that America is a place where all things are possible, who still wonders if the dream of our founders is alive in our time, who still questions the power of our democracy, tonight is your answer.
Perfect, Obama.
Yeah, perfect.
Great. It just sounds like right like him.
We did it! We effing did it! It's been a long time coming, but tonight
That was my stepdad when he won.
on this date in this election at this defining moment, change has come to America.
Change?
Yeah, Obama! Change!
Change!
It's change!
We got change!
That is pretty true. Obama did, incite a lot of Caucasian males to run out and drunkenly celebrate.
Precisely.
The first African American
Obama,
man
just
was
like
elected.
with my stepdad, was the reason a lot of racists got themselves like a self-imposed pass because they were like, well, that doesn't make you any less racist, people, okay? I'm looking at you, Randy. I know what you think. I know how you have acted in previous episodes. This does not absolve you.
Well, you broke up there for a moment, but Dane basically said that his stepfather voted for a black president, and as such, he then utilized that as an excuse, as in, I voted for a black man. You broke up for a second.
Are you my anger translator?
No.
What's going on
You
here?
actually broke up. Like, you went black and your audio dropped out for a second. I was translating for those
Wait, my
listening.
entire video? All right, hold on a second. 1, 2, 3. My stepdad was a racist who voted for Obama because he thought they gave him the card to the cookout. Matt, back to you.
It does not give you the card to the cookout. Okay, you have to earn that.
No,
card.
it didn't. He was still an abhorrent racist.
You got to earn that card to the cookout. Okay, and that might not even be the real cookout. That could be the pre-cookout, and then the real cookout starts. And they're like, yeah, we got rid of him. I don't know.
Yeah, but that cookout with my stepdad is definitely going to have raisins in the pudding. No one wants that shit.
It's nasty. Raisins and pudding? That's disgusting. Fruit and pudding?
I'm telling you, man.
I will say.
And in the potato salad. Who does that? He's like, oh, you need a little bit of a sweet, chewy part. No, you don't. It's potato salad, you Caucasian bastard.
I will say the only time I've ever had fruit in like a gelatin substance was Jell-O. That wasn't bad, but that was like with whipped cream.
No, I mean, that kicks ass.
Yeah. All right.
That was a staple of 90s kids. You had little cups of Jell-O that had what they called real peaches, but were more than likely flavored pieces of plastic. That's okay. It set us up for a lifetime.
I'm glad I just learned that. Well, that's great. Back to this episode. Back into the episode here. As we mentioned, Ike attempted suicide. And after attempting suicide here, the boys are going to have to rush him to the hospital. So we're going to jump to that scene now as Stan and Kyle are going to find him, if you will.
Say it ain't so, Matt. Say it ain't so.
And, of course, all the townspeople are going to be out in the streets freaking out. All right, so let's jump into this scene here as Ike is going to attempt to commit suicide because he's unhappy that McCain has won the presidential election or lost the presidential election.
Your little brother's climbed out of the window. I think he's gonna jump. Oh my god!
No.
I don't do it.
He's
There's still so much to
blubbering.
live for.
Ike being Republican, just, I don't know. There's something about that that makes sense to me. I don't know why.
Yeah, it checks out.
Maybe it was just McCain. Who knows?
No, that's not true, Ike. The economy could easily stabilize with Obama's plan. Ike, don't jump. You could really hurt your ankle or something.
It's like a foot off the ground.
Really, Ike? That's like 5 feet off the
Oh,
ground.
5
Don't
feet.
do it.
Sorry, Kyle.
Goodbye. No.
He said goodbye, and it took him maybe a millisecond to hit the snow.
Oh my gosh. Goodbye. Goodbye, Colonel.
There he goes. There he goes. There he wins. My God.
Tell me where they went.
He almost perished on that one, I got to tell you. I know he spent his entire early upbringing being kicked like a football, but that one almost got him.
Yeah.
Over Obama, though? You know what, though? That as we'll see coming up in this episode, Matt, this is a very clear and accurate picture of how people reacted against the Obama election. Okay.
That's fair. So, and as you mentioned, in a secret meeting now, Obama and McCain revealed that they have carefully orchestrated their respective quests for the presidency so that one of them could win this election. In doing so, they are both members of an elite team of professional thieves. They are planning to steal the Hope Diamond from the Smithsonian Museum of Natural History in a Ocean's 11, 12, 13, however many people parody.
No.
Now, in order to get it, they must break into the building from underground using a secret escape tunnel that connects directly to the Oval Office in the White House. Sarah
Do you think that this could be a believable thing if it came? Matthew Schaefer, if you were told by CNN or any news network that you trust that Obama actually, the entire time of his presidency, just wanted to steal the Hope Diamond, would you believe that? Yes or no?
All right, so there's 3 answers to that question. All right, so first off, I don't watch any mainstream media. I read stuff and I'll watch clips, but I try to just different type of information from different parties because I don't.
Matt, you don't watch Fox, but
No, I don't watch Fox, CNN, MSNBC, or anything like that. So that's part 1 of the question. Next part here, you asked, do I believe that Obama could have been trying to steal the Hope Diamond if someone had told me to? I wouldn't believe that because I believe anything that costs a lot of money. That would make sense to me. The third part about this question, and you didn't bring it up, was I thought you were going to ask, do I think there might be a tunnel under the White House that sort of a secret escape? Probably there.
Oh, no, that's actually true. There's absolutely a tunnel. There's 2 things under the White House that I think
A
are
bowling
confirmed
alley
in that
and
manner.
FDR.
There is a bomb shelter, and there is a tunnel that escapes, I think, towards the river. I think
FDR
it's
never died.
quite a long way.
He's still there. FDR is still hanging out down there in the bomb shelter areas.
Oh, yeah, all of those guys. I mean, JFK, the footage of him getting shot by the grassy knoll is probably down there. There's a few aliens.
Probably.
Donald Trump.
Probably. All right, so let's go ahead here now to Barack Obama entering the Oval Office after, of course, winning the election, showing up, being like, yo, I'm ready to take over. And they're like, what?
Delicious.
Like, what are you talking about?
Great job, Mr. President.
Great job, Obama.
Thank you all for your support.
That's what
If you don't
happens.
mind, I'm gonna skip
Great job.
over much needed rest.
Awesome work. And there he goes.
Senator McCain.
Senator McCain.
President Obama.
They're looking down
Baby,
at each other
boom.
and
Boom, baby.
Boom, baby! Oh, man, that was perfect. I almost thought we were going to tie for a minute there. That would have screwed us.
That would've screwed
Played it
him.
perfectly. There was no way.
tie.
It's McCain. We did it. Obama is president.
Obama's president.
They
Yeah,
weren't
so
that
I've heard.
close,
You guys are out
okay?
of your freaking minds, you know that?
You
Yeah,
freaking
we do.
man.
Assemble the rest of the team. We've only got 10 hours. Sure, hard part's over, right? Actually, the hard part's just starting.
The hard part's just...
Ooh, thank God. It's almost fucking Saturday. All right, anyway.
Almost Saturday. Yeah, man. It's going to be like pretty sweet, dude. So while that's going on, you saw the clip is about to start there. There is massive celebrations happening in South Park for those individuals who voted for Barack Obama. So let's show what happened.
my God.
Let's show what happens here when the party starts to get a little out of hand.
Woo! I love Randy in this.
Celebrate
Obama, come on! Obama, celebration.
Come on!
It's Obama.
It's Obama.
It's Obama.
I'm fucking dead. God damn it. They're geniuses, man. They're geniuses. There's only one way to put these two bastards.
So the team, the Ocean's 11-12 team, is counting on the fact that the whole country right now is distracted by the election results, which will buy them up enough time for the heist. Because for those unaware, just like with every election, it generally always gets disputed up until the end. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's
Always.
It's
I
only
always.
been the last couple presidents that, because they were Democratic winners, that they, I'm sorry, if a Democratic lost, that the Democrat lost, they would bow out peacefully. It's only been recently with Trump, and that's about it. Before that, most presidents just conceded peacefully if they lost the election. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there was a point in time for at least 35 plus presidents that conceding immediately and peacefully and cordially was seen as a matter of strength, especially in democratic politics in America. That was the American way. You know what? You lost fair and square. You still concede properly because you are in favor
America.
and in love with democracy, but in like the last 3 or 4 presidents, especially after that whole Al Gore thing fucking happened, everyone seems to just be addicted to being a jackass.
The hanging chads. And you know what? It's not like the Democrats ever went back later and they tried to like annex Bush. They just accepted it, even though the fact that Gore technically did win.
Yeah, that was fucky as shit. And literally it extended all the way to, we have all these ballots in Florida that would have given Al Gore the presidency, but they came in a little late. It's like, that's because you guys canceled the lines early. Literally, they had to make a law surrounding everything after the Al Gore election.
So basically,
that was literally like, and you still hear it, stay in line. If you're in line, you get to vote. But apparently, if you were in line and it closed, they didn't count your votes, even though they let you vote. I mean, I'm sorry, but like the Al Gore election kind of showed us that this whole system is rigged, damn it. There's a deep state.
Look, okay, I don't have any conspiracy music, but I want to play. If I had some conspiracy music, here's how it would play. Okay, so here's what happened. The Republicans stole the election from Al Gore and the Democrats. So then, they waited, and then they stole it from Donald Trump, tit for tat.
Yeah, that's right.
That's how it
helped Donald Trump steal it. George W. Bush.
George W. Bush. Al Gore was behind it the whole time. He comes out like with a Darth Sidious robe. It was like, I got one back.
Yeah, he's riding a Segway. He also says, boom, baby.
I am so serial. You screwed me out of my election. I'm screwing you out of yours. Maybe I'll make a movie.
Al Gore signed at least 10,000 ballots for Biden under his own name, Al Gore.
Al Gore. Well, back to the episode with Obama. He persuaded the Secret Service to let him in the Oval Office, claiming that he wanted to get ideas for redecorating him before he's sworn in. McCain and the others are stationed outside the museum as a construction crew to provide cover for any noise that he makes. He finds the tunnel entrance and follows it to the museum, but when he breaks through the floor, he finds that the new security measures have been put in place. Retrieving the Oval Office, he calls Michelle, Obama that is, to help him bypass the defenses, and she mentions that she has hated posing as his wife for so long. The rest of the plan then proceeds without any trouble, and the entire team slips out of Washington and prepares to leave the country. So
they went deep too, man. They had to have kids together and everything. Fuck's sake.
They committed to the bit, dude.
They really did. All for the Hope Diamond, which, what is that worth? Like 20 million?
20.
Maybe 200. Maybe it's in the hundreds.
Well, let's find out.
I've seen it in person. It's not the most special thing in the world, okay?
Well, let's find out. Ooh, stereo.
The Hope Diamond. Rated number 4 of the 10 most precious diamonds in the world. Going street value.
That's basically what it looks like.
$210 million.
210 million.
210
I thought so.
Million.
No. The Hope Diamond is ungettable. Every thief in the world.
Ungettable.
Almost ungettable. The diamond is kept in the Smithsonian Natural History Museum, long considered to be the most thief-proof structure
Correct.
ever built.
Yeah.
The diamond ring is protected by impenetrable walls of 2-foot wide steel. On the northeast side, a 7.5 laser system. There is simply no side of the Smithsonian that can be breached.
That's crazy.
So you go in from the roof, drop into it from the top. Can't get to it from the
It
top.
was quite well protected. The glass looked thick, and my God, there was literally a camera inside of the box that held the Hope Diamond. I thought that was incredible. It's like a little tiny camera.
Meet the Presidential Escape Tunnel.
So
A 2-mile-long underground passage that runs from the White House to a location outside the city limits in case of an attack.
As we
The
mentioned
tunnel
there,
is only
tunnel
Yeah, I think it goes to the river, yeah.
goes to the river. All right, so jumping back over here now into South Park here.
I got $100.
Here's the Secret
All
Service.
right, McCain, I'm in. Nicely done, B. We're in position outside the Smithsonian. You find the escape tunnel?
Yeah, Obama's in the White House at this point. He came in early, paid a guy $100, closed the doors of the Oval Office. And
You gave
now
me $100.
entering the secret tunnel.
You gave me $100. He's all excited about it.
to touch the president's dick.
I got to touch the president. All right, so this is a funny scene, and we'll jump back in here. But I do want to set it up before you jump into it. So Randy now is stupidly drunk, right? He's Obama should celebrate Obama.
Who hasn't been there? That was me at New Year's Eve at least 3 years ago, okay? Randy is there almost every day, though, so this is nothing new.
So in this case, though, Randy is stupidly drunk, and he decides that with Obama winning, it means he'll be financially secure forever. So he gets into a fight with his boss, who's also an Obama supporter. However, the other people in the background tip over Officer Barbrady's police car when he tries to restore order, but not before accusing him of being a McCain supporter. So let's jump into that scene here as Randy is going to tell his boss off. He's been waiting to tell him off because Obama is the president, so now you can finally let him know what he thinks.
Oh, hello, Mars. Yeah, you know what? Fuck you. Huh? You heard me, you fucking
That's his
piece
boss.
of shit. I can finally tell you what I think, you fucking asshole.
Dad, what are you doing?
Okay, Stan, everything's changed. I don't need a stupid fucking job anymore. You're a little fucking ass fuck. Piece of shit. You know what Obama said? Yes, we can. Hey, I voted for Obama. Obama's not talking about you.
Can someone help us? My little brother fell out the window.
Motherfucker can't even get medical help for his little brother, but also Randy just punched his boss in the cheek.
One of my favorite parts of this episode when Randy gets right up into his face. You little ass fuck.
You little ass. Like, he fucking whispers it to him. That's one of those, like, levels of drunk where, oh my God, that's going to be bad in the morning, my guy. Oh my God, that's going to be bad for a week.
You little ass fuck. I love that. I love when people get that drunk and they get that low in their voice because they want to be heard.
They really do. They can't muster the energy to yell. They wouldn't even know how to. So they really, really get up in your face to the point where you can smell the alcohol in their breath. And they do. They aggressively whisper at you. You little ass fuck. Oh, you piece of shit. If someone whispered that at me, it'd be a whole different context.
Yeah, as you stated, you're not a big fan of whispering in general, so.
Oh, fuck no. It's my pet peeve. Someone whispers that at me, I don't care if I'm horny or not. I'm punching them back. Ladies and gentlemen.
All right, let's jump here to a quick scene here of Stan and Kyle as they're shoveling, or they're pulling Ike on a wagon here because they're trying to take him to the hospital because he's, of course, jumped out of the window.
He's tried to commit no live.
Hang in there, Ike. We're gonna get you help. Hey, there's some people.
And now they're going to discover that the Stotches have set up a McCain arc because they're afraid of the fact that Obama was elected.
Very accurate two sides here in this episode.
There isn't enough room for everyone.
Hey, excuse me, but we need some help.
I know you do, but there's no more room, I tell ya. You're going to deny them too? God's sakes, man, they're children. Look them in the eyes and tell them you won't take them in. Look at that little
He got really close to Stan for no reason.
That's my face, asshole.
Children can come in.
No, we don't want in your stupid shelter.
Okay, then I want their place.
Me too.
Me
We
too.
need to get a ride to the hospital.
There isn't gonna be a hospital, don't you get it?
So extreme, people think every time a new president's put in place, the world's going to come to an end if your guy doesn't win.
It's horribly contentious. And maybe people were right about Trump at like a certain level of point. But god damn, it does. It goes back all the way to Abraham Lincoln when he got elected. People think that literally the world was going to end. It's like, dude, come on, man. He's just like a fit guy with a big beard. Give him a fucking break. Yeah, honestly, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Humanity goes on.
Yeah, I mean, eventually, hopefully, that's what we hope, that it continues to go on, that nobody's going to, be
Hey, look how long Putin has been able to take his office. Granted, he killed everybody that opposed him, but also for that fact, if he can survive to the precipice of his own life, the rest of us can too. It's not going to be that bad, guys. Unless, someone crazy runs.
All right, Dane, before we continue on, I also want to show a quick clip here because, one of our favorite characters, Cartman, he's decided to capitalize while this was all going on, and he's got TVs for sale, or TVs in just general. So let's go ahead here. We're going to show what happens when the boys see here Cartman driving by on his little pickup bike.
Jesus Christ.
Obama, you're so bad, you blow my mind.
Hey, Obama!
Randy's dancing on top of an overturned car right now.
Hey, you guys want to buy a TV?
Cartman's on his trike. He's got a cart behind it, and it's just filled with TVs.
That was great. I just wanted to find that clip. That was great. I feel better finding that clip. Guys, you have no idea. For those listening, it's going to be about 5 minutes edited out. It took me a while to find that clip. Well, getting back, though, so, we see Cartman there. As you saw, he was trying to capitalize on what was going on.
Yeah.
So now, back at the... we talked about there was an arc with the Stotches.
Yeah.
The Stotches itself built this arc because the Republicans were afraid that if Obama was elected, that the world was going to come to an end. The boys
fair.
The boys pleaded that, they needed help getting to the hospital. Nobody cared. So they continued to just pull along Ike on this red wagon. However, they do eventually get to the emergency room as they got there on foot. However, the emergency room is packed with patients who have either partied too hard or tried to kill themselves, depending on which candidate they favored. Ike has been put into a bed, but soon wakes up to carry out the last part of the thieves' plan, as we find out that Ike is actually part of the Ocean's 12 crew as well, Dane.
No, lies, spoilers. I do not believe you. Ike, did he sell that ball? Is he a tiny wrestler?
He sold like a mother.
Yeah, he did one of those like classic Dusty Rhodes era sells where he just laid in the ring until the last man was gone from that arena.
Right, so here's now the emergency room.
Take a seat over there. Excuse me.
Yep, they're in the hospital. Tons of people there.
Was he an Obama supporter or a McCain supporter? Why does that matter? Because then I'll know if he partied too hard or if he tried to kill himself.
Guy with the Obama flag up his butt.
Then the McCain supporters all got self-inflicted
immediate
varying kinds.
You don't understand, kid. There's only 2 doctors on call, and Dr. Wilson is out celebrating in the street somewhere. So where's the
No!
The other one killed himself because he was a McCain supporter.
The doctor is dead even. You're right.
Keep partying, can't we?
Come on, Randy at the hospital.
Randy showed up to the hospital just to keep partying with these guys?
Where you came and you gave without taking.
McCain supporters are just crying.
You kissed when you stopped me from shaking. All I said to
Now back to the Hope Diamond heist.
That's right. Now, to finish up the Hope Diamond heist, as we mentioned, Ike is part of that plan, so he carries out one of the last key elements of this plan, and that is they are going to fake their own death. Everybody who was involved in the election, McCain, Obama, Michelle, the Palin, they're all going to fake their own death so that way they can take the Hope Diamond, sell it on the black market, get rich, and live off the rest of their life somewhere else. So Ike is the last piece of that puzzle. Is he's going to, he's going to like activate the bomb. So they needed to have him available to do so.
They're going to sell it to Saudi Arabia. That's where you make your most money. That's not even like a prejudice thing. That's where they get all of the illegal gotten goods.
Right?
Go looking for you. We hired a guy for that a couple months ago.
They hired a guy. That guy was Ike.
They've got the escape plane.
Got the dolls, the dummies.
Yep. Ike is awakening from his hospital bed finally, and the plane is gone.
Boom, baby. Oh, that's right. Now Ike has Ike in the hospital. He goes into the coroner's office here to print up the death certificates.
That's why. Oh my God, you're right. He got himself injured so he could get to the hospital so he could effectively change all of these candidates and presidential elects to deceased.
Baby.
Boom, baby.
Okay. So hold on a second. That technically means, because no matter what happened at the end of this, which you and I know, and most of the viewers are obviously going to know, if not all of them, he still got paid. So what was his take? Is Ike like Cartman? They're just secretly wealthy?
Interesting.
Well, Cartman's not. He starts living in a fucking hot
Ike
dog,
is just,
so who knows where his money
maybe Ike is just setting that money away, you know?
I'm telling you that's how it comes up to in the future. You know what I mean. That's how he's able to get his way through COVID to be able to see his family on Canada Day. But hey, what am I supposed to do with all these tiny boxes?
Right? Well, you heard there as the episode comes to a close here, Ike was part of blowing up the first family. But as Obama announces that he's not going with the rest of the crew before they board the real plane to leave the country, he says he wants to stay and try giving this president thing a real shot. And then he asks Michelle and their 2 daughters to join them and pretend to be the first family and live in the White House. And they take him up on the offer as the others leave. Once the celebration in South Park has died down, the Stotches open the Ark to find that society has not instantly crumbled and admit that they were just taking the election results too seriously. However, Randy wakes with a terrible hangover, find that his pants and television are missing, stolen by Cartman.
Yeah, I wonder where the television went.
And he learns that he's been fired from his job. And, of course, now he's pissed because Obama promised change. And he doesn't like this change. And then he grumbles that he should have voted for McCain. That is how That is how the episode climaxes, comes to a conclusion. It's how it nuts all over our ears and eye holes. So let's go ahead here and we'll wrap this episode up by showing some scenes from the episode. So.
Give it to me, Matthew.
Besides, you died in a jet in the Rocky Mountains, remember? Could have been I didn't make that flight. What do you say, Michelle? Would you and your girls like to move into the White House with me? You know, settle down. Just be president and first lady for a while.
Fuck you, ho.
You're serious.
Who knows? Maybe we could change a few things. What do you say?
What the fuck?
This is the start of a beautiful
I kind of love
relationship.
this, though. It's kind of sweet.
I just love happy endings.
South Park has a great heart, too.
Here come the Stotches out and the rest of the Republican friends that they let in the Ark.
Yeah,
Still here.
yeah, they're leaving the McCain
all still
Ark,
here.
and they realize...
Everything's
Does
okay.
that mean maybe we overreacted?
overreacted?
No, I wouldn't
No,
say that.
never. It never happens. No election year. Come on.
Maybe Obama would be all right.
Stupid.
Maybe Obama will be all right. And now here's Randy.
Oh, ow. Ow.
Yeah.
Hey, where are my pants? Where's our TV? Where are my pants and where's my TV?
Dad, your boss called. He said you're fired.
Oh! God damn it! Obama said things would be different! That son of a bitch lied to us!
Well,
I knew I
technically,
should've
he's
voted
right,
for
Randy. You don't have pants, a TV, or a job. That's different.
I should have voted for McCain.
Yes.
God damn it.
He promised change.
promised change.
Honestly, that's what they say every year, and they still they still lose their pants and their TV.
That's factual. Actually, they do lose their pants on the TV every year. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick word from our sponsor, quick timeout. We'll be right back on the other side with a little bit of knowledge and information, such as some trivia and maybe some pop culture, and that's it. A little light today.
We'll see you in the Bahamas, people.
We're back. Subscribe to Suck My Balls, a South Park review on Spotify, Apples, iTunes, anywhere you want to download a podcast. Just type that in, subscribe to our feed, and you'll get the latest, greatest episode each and every week. You can also listen to us on YouTube and go back and watch some videos or any of our library. It's all there. Suck My Balls, South Park review. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, we're back on the other side now. Once again, shout out to our sponsors provided by Spreaker. Go ahead and check us out by going to linktr.ee/SouthParkPod. And, of course, hit that like and subscribe button if you're watching it right here on YouTube. Leave us a 5-star review on any of your favorite podcast outlets, as those type of things help us and they help the algorithm. But, ladies and gentlemen, I am not the 2022 Red Rocks Day 1 South Park Trivia Champion. I am not a trivia god, but I will do my best. In this whole episode itself, Dane, Kenny does not appear in the episode. And
You know, honestly, his parents probably were the worst out of everybody, so who knows what he was going through, man.
And as we mentioned, Cartman only appeared once in one scene selling some TVs. This is the first episode to have Kimberly Brooks as a member of the voice cast. Can you take a guess at who
wow.
Kimberly voices?
Good for her.
Can you
She
take-
does a great Michelle Obama.
There you go. I was going to say, she does a great Michelle Obama. The airplane remotely destroyed by Ike Broflowski is a Bombardier Learjet 45. Airplanes seen at Washington, D.C. airport include the Boeing 757 and 777, the 777.
All very accurate.
That's right. And a couple more things, some notes on the production of this episode. According to Trey Parker, this was the only version of the episode produced, as a McCain version proved too daunting of a task. The episode was completed the morning of the day it aired, with Comedy Central seeing only experts of the show beforehand. However, though, in an IGN interview, Matt Stone revealed that they are at one point, though, considered adding a scene spoofing The Dark Knight, where then President George Bush takes the blame of the Hope Diamond being stolen as a way to, quote, fuck with people due to the public's general dislike of Bush at the time. And finally, Trey Parker was set on producing this episode as a response to a joke on Family Guy, in which Stewie was dressed as a Nazi uniform that sported a McCain Palin button. And the last thing here, a couple things. Obama claims his grandmother faked her death the day before. In real life, Obama's grandmother actually died the day before the election.
Oh my God! They really did that?
Yep, exactly. And on HBO Max, they mistitled this episode. They put a question mark at the end of it, like about last night. So that is some of your trivia. Mr. Becker, why don't you read us some pop culture?
That's right, baby. We got a couple things in pop culture, Matt. Not too many, but the first is, of course, about that illustrious title, About Last Night, which is actually named after a 1986 romantic comedy, one that actually did fairly well, that I believe got a remake with an all-black cast. It had Rob Lowe, it had Demi Moore in the original. Very, very good movie. I very much recommended it. On top of that, Matt, we've got, given the over-the-top nature of the opening and Mr. Mackey's obvious accent, his game over man line in this episode is a nod to, what? Aliens and Private Hudson's, when he realizes that the ship has been destroyed, all the old crew members are dead, and they are literally stranded on a planet that may or may not have a living xenomorph. Game over, man. Game over. Celebration by Kool and the Gang. Great song, great band. Is featured as the residents are debauchering in the street. They're going into the makings of debauchery, man. Occasionally, the lyrics "Good Times" are replaced with "Obama" by the residents, mainly Randy Marsh. The song "Who Lets the Dogs Out" is also played, but instead of obviously the words, it's, whatever Randy says. Who let the Obamas out? Who knows? Randy also
let the Obamas out?
Mandy. Yeah. I forgot about this. He does this in the hospital. Instead of "Oh Mandy" for Barry Manilow's Mandy, he goes Obama. Right.
When you came and you took without taking, and you love me.
I'm not a big Barry Manilow person. When we were watching this together, man, I was actually thinking, wait, what the fuck is that song? Hey! That was a great poll, Matt. And last but certainly not least, the heist-like feel of this episode seems to be inspired by what? The Ocean series of films. But indeed, as to match this, the song at the end is, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it very clearly to this audience. The song at the end is by a band named Debussy, and the song is called Claire de Lune, which is also played at the end of Oceans 12. And on top of all this, Matt, I got to say one more thing. Looking at this sheet on the South Park Fandom Wiki, the German title of this episode is freaking amazing. Do you know what it is?
No.
It's Obama's 11.
Obama's 11.
That is pretty great. Pretty great. I just had to shout that out. Matt, end us out. He really did. That's what he said. Who let the Obamas out? You know what? That can be construed as kind of racist, but it's Colorado.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is your trivia or pop culture and your full recap. Dane, what did you like about this episode? Share that with us.
I think this is the perfect encapsulation of what South Park can accomplish. You have this episode and World of Warcraft's episode as two perfect examples of why South Park can always stay relevant. World of Warcraft episode completely and perfectly parodied that entire thing while still keeping the heart and the soul and the style of South Park and just making it a boys episode, making it a movie, all the things that South Park is and has inside of their bones since the very beginning. And then you have this episode where it can be so incredibly relevant just because of how they make this show that literally they can include exact quotes from his acceptance speech that occurred the night before. Tuesday, he wins. Wednesday, the South Park episode comes out and has literally one, his grandma's death, which I didn't even freaking know, and I thought I knew everything. And two, it has exact quotes in his acceptance speech in the episode that he made in the acceptance speech the night before. Absolutely incredible, absolutely perfectly encapsulates what South Park is absolutely capable of.
When I first saw this episode back in the day, it had me rolling. Randy in
this
episode, it being the pivotal character of his drunken tirade, showing the, quote, Democrats who overly get excited when their individual wins an election. But then you've got the, of course, sad Republicans who think that the world is coming to an end, which vice versa happened, when Trump won. It happens like we've talked about when every presidential elect wins, the opposite side acts upset that the world's going to come to an end. So,
yeah, I was in the epicenters of both of these, I got to say, because in the first Obama election, when he won that one against McCain, I was literally in private Christian school, and that's exactly how they acted. They were Southern Christians that literally thought the world was going to end and they knew that I was an Obama supporter, even at that young age in middle school. So they gave me dirty looks in computer class. That's a true story. Shout out Matthew Slater, who literally chewed me out.
Wow.
And then secondary, I was in a very, very populated gay bar at the Trump-Hillary election where everyone, and you remember this, everyone thought that Hillary was not even winning, but clearing this bastard. And I remember at a certain point in the night where you saw Georgia win, and Ohio win, Tennessee win, and then Kentucky. And then you could see that the energy in the bar had changed. Not even a Cher or a Madonna song could turn. And you felt it. You felt it from all of these homosexuals drunk in the middle of this bar, I was there for like 3-4 hours. Everyone was thinking that Hillary was going to win. You felt the wind change. And I remember distinctly turning to my ex and my friends that we all went out with and going, we need to leave this bar right now. We didn't even watch the end, but you knew at a certain point, especially when Georgia went, and then Ohio and all of that, you knew that Trump was going to wake up the president. So I literally told everybody we are getting an Uber right now because the energy in this place is going to go bad. And it absolutely did. Those were great memories.
It was, it's crazy because I remember the lead up to that. And I kept telling people, I didn't vote for either of those two. But I remember leading up to the election, I told people, I was like, y'all need to watch out. Like, Trump's going to potentially win. And then, of course, you go to bed, as you talked about, you go to bed the night before. Now Hillary Clinton's up by 20 million votes she was at that time. And you're like, oh, okay, Hillary's got this in the bag. You wake up, nope. Donald Trump has become the new president of the United States. And you're like, what the frick just happened?
That was a long trip from the bed to where the phone was charging. You pick it up and you open it. And you know what you're going to see. Click on reddit.com. Woo, buddy.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I enjoyed this episode. One of my tops. But that's going to do it for this week's edition of SMB, a South Park Review. Of course, you can check us out, as I mentioned, at linktr.ee/SouthParkPod. Hit that like and subscribe button if you're watching on the YouTube. Go ahead and share our podcast with your mother, your father, your brother, your sister. Tell everybody. Have your dog listen to it while you're at work. Just play it in the background. All the episodes. Hit play. Amazon Play. Just do it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, of course, shout out to our boy, Joe Vernola, 2022 Redbox Day 1 South Park Trivia Champion. The Trivia God.
The man with the iron neck.
Man with the iron neck. Check out PrimosProWrestling.net. I believe, as Joe put it over on the last couple episodes, they just had a show that's about to air, or it's coming up this weekend.
Ooh,
so check out. It's going to be free. I think he said it's on Twitch. So go find them on.
On Twitch? Oh, I love that. I'm definitely watching that.
Primos Pro Wrestling. Go find out. Or, of course, you go to PrimosProWrestling.net with all their schedule. They're also on Fight.tv. ladies and gentlemen, this man likes to bring the pain in the digital marketing game. He's the man who solicits your picks to get those clicks. He's a big old double baconator. And he's also an on-screen talent, director, and writer for Derby City Wrestling. Dane Becker, what's going on?
It's been great. I got drunk as hell the other night and jumped on an Instagram live with the Black Pope, the Pope Elijah Burke, the Impact Wrestling Champion X Division star. And that was great. DCW's coming at you every Sunday at 2 p.m. on the Memphis Wrestling YouTube channel. Just go ahead and go to YouTube, type in that search bar, Derby City Wrestling. You'll find all our new episodes, and you'll find my pretty face on the last 4. With one more upcoming, I have interviews with Alexis Littlefoot, Elijah the Black Pope, Anthony Cantina, all the way down to Peter Avalon. Go ahead and check it out. They're great. They're awesome. And we have our next live show if you're in the Louisville or Indiana area. Anyone in Kentucky, August 6th at the Norton's Healthcare Sports and Learning Center, baby. Come on out. Tickets just start at $12. It's cheap. It's David Marquez. Dave Marquez, the man that interviewed LA Knight during the entire Shoes of a Champion promo. You know who I'm talking about, people. Do you want to see him live and in person? Do you want to smell his championship shoes? I'm telling you, they smell great. Come on out. We love you. DerbyCityWrestling.tv.
#PPA. #PPA. Pretty Peter Avalon. That's my dude. Pretty Peter. And of course, you mentioned Anthony Cantina. Shout out to Anthony Cantina. But ladies and gentlemen.
The 6-tool product, baby.
That's right. Sorry. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for another edition of SMB, the South Park Review. Now, we're going to come back next week, and it's going to be a musical. It's going to be an elementary school musical. What happens when a high school musical craze that Disney put out about a decade ago that overtook the nation? What happens when it comes to South Park? And what happens when our boys don't want to join the craze as well? Will they finally submit? Or will they, kill themselves, as Cartman likes to say? You guys
glue, baby, buy some glue.
Yes, that's it. I'm going to go home and kill myself. Good night. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for another edition of SMB. We're back next week. See ya.
Bye.